Well, I guess the series is here to stay, being that this is now the third episode of the TikTok tests. And I asked you guys over on my Twitter which recipes you wanted to see me make this time around. And the four I saw most frequently was Jason Derulo's cereal French toast sticks, some homemade chicken McNuggets, pepperoni pizza egg rolls, and the now world famous Cloudbread. If you've seen my other TikTok videos, you might be asking, how am I able to show you these TikToks without getting claimed by the corporate scum bottom feeders like GMG and other networks? And my answer to that would be, I can't. This video will get claimed by one of those scummy, dirty hamster networks. I won't make any ad revenue off of this one, and that is why Dollar Shave Club has come in to save the day and sponsor this portion of the video. If you are somehow unfamiliar with my friends over at Dollar Shave Club, they've got you covered with all your grooming needs, from shower and oral care to deodorants, and most importantly, shaving. They are pretty much guaranteed to be your new best friend while grooming in the bathroom too. Today, they have sent me their Ultimate Shave starter set, including their executive handle and some blades, and some of my absolute favorites, like Dr. Carver's Prep Scrub to exfoliate dead skin cells, and Dr. Carver's Post-Shave Dew to help provide hydration and relief on contact. They've supported the channel multiple times in the past. They have absolutely come through to help out today. So you can do the same by clicking the link in the top line of the description, going to dollarshaveclub.com/David Seymour. Get that Ultimate Shave starter set for just $5 and round out all your grooming needs with their super high quality products. So back to our good buddies over on TikTok. Technically, we do kind of have a breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. And I think I forgot to mention that I will be making some improvements or some upgrades where I see them possible throughout this video. But let's start with Jason Derulo's cereal French toast sticks. I grabbed some Lucky Charms and Captain Crunch, Fruit Loops and white sugar, a stick of butter and whole milk, some cinnamon, bread, vanilla extract, and a few eggs. So the overarching theme I've noticed with all of these viral TikTok foods is that they have to be relatively simple, easy to do, just in order for the recipe to even fit in that short form TikTok video style. But also, that's just what usually appeals to the masses, something that looks really simple and quick to do, but as we have learned, that's not always the case. That's why your boy is here for you. For this one though, once you have your cereal crushed up and mixed together, and then your wet batter done, which God knows how much of every ingredient to put in it, all you have to do is slice up your bread, dip it in your milk mix, and then crust it in all that cereal. Almost immediately, I noticed that there's no way you're gonna get a nice crispy outer layer on this bread, mainly because the cereal pieces just refuse to let that happen. They're too big, the bread is not gonna get any contact on the hot pan. So if I was betting here, I'd say that we're gonna have a pretty mushy end product. I say that, apparently I don't even know how to avoid hot spots. Getting it nice and black and burnt is one way to avoid sogginess, I guess. I was able to get a couple decent looking pieces when I crushed up the cereal a little bit smaller, cooked it for a little bit longer at a lower temperature, and I don't really know how to feel about this one, so let's give it a taste. They smell like cereal and French toast. They're honestly not bad. They're not super crispy. The cereal kind of got soggy too. Not very diverse in flavor. It's just sweet. I just don't know how you would make a better version of this because there's so much white sugar in white bread, but also in the cereal that it's just gonna burn so quick on a stove top like that. You know Jason Derulo did not finish one of these. He probably didn't even finish the bite he took because there's just no way. On today's lunch menu, we've got some homemade chicken McNuggets, and I was kind of stunned when I realized I had never made these before. I grabbed some flour and cornstarch, some onion powder and garlic powder, oil to fry in, some chicken breasts, kosher salt, and black pepper, a few eggs, and a little bit of water. If we're being honest with ourselves, nobody in their right mind can watch the process of a chicken nugget coming together and still find it appetizing. The way you have to chop it up and then blend it until it looks like somebody chewed up raw chicken and spit it out, it's just not very cute to watch or think about. I did try to match some of McDonald's signature nugget shapes, which, if you didn't already know, there's only 4: the bell, boot, bone, and ball. As tempted as I was to deviate from these shapes, maybe make a little F and a little U just for all the companies that are gonna copyright this video, I stuck to the original shapes, I threw them in the freezer, and in the meantime, I got our dry and wet batters prepared. The flour mix is seasoned with salt and pepper, as well as the garlic and onion powder, and then the wet mix is just a few eggs, some water, and a little bit of cornstarch. Please, for the love of all that is holy, remember, if you're making this at home, these are essentially ice cubes that you're putting in very hot oil. So do not have too much oil in your pan, do not overcrowd it, because as we know, water and oil do not mix. And if you're not careful, this could very easily result in a grease fire, and I do not want that on my conscience, so please be careful. These guys only needed about 4 or 5 minutes in 350-degree oil before they were completely cooked. They definitely didn't pick up as much color as I would have liked, but that's the recipe. Serve them up with a little side of ketchup, and it is now time to try recipe number 2. Honestly, the combination of the fried chicken smell along with the wafts of ketchup, it does smell like McDonald's. This is a pretty damn good boot shape too. Kinda impressed with myself. Okay, these have potential. Look how good that chicken looks in there. It's moist, you can see the little granules of chicken rather than just like the homogeneous slime texture that McDonald's has. The flavor's okay too, I just hate how blonde they are. If you guys wouldn't mind, I think I'm gonna run back up to the kitchen really quick and kind of do a French fry technique on these things. All that really means is you cook them all the way through at a super low temperature in the oil, and then crank the heat up to 400 or even higher, and then just blanch them in that hot oil to get a super crispy golden brown texture. Homemade chicken McNuggets from TikTok 2.0, let's see what you got. So a very simple change in technique. Same chicken, same batter, everything else is the same. That's all I'm gonna say. Yep, much better. Still not really super similar to McDonald's taste-wise. I mean, you can't really do this with McDonald's. But look at that color difference though. Soggy mess versus crispy delightfulness. Third on our list today is the one I'm most looking forward to, and that's going to be the pizza egg rolls. Mainly because it looks so simple, and also it reminds me of the good old days with the little simple pizza recipes I used to make. For this, I grabbed some marinara sauce and egg roll wrappers, pepperoni, and string cheese. I know I've said this a couple times before, but this time I might really mean it. I think this is the easiest recipe I've ever made in my life. All you have to do is put your sauce, cheese, and pepperoni in an egg roll and deep fry it. That's it. I'm pretty certain a chimpanzee with a blindfold can make these. Again, just be careful of the hot oil. Yes, I'm using the same oil I just used for the chicken nuggets, don't mind me. And literally, that is it. Once the outsides get a nice golden brown and the cheese is melted in the middle, it is time to eat them. Why do fried, crispy, delicious foods have to be so bad for you? I already know this is gonna be great. Just thinking about all the dozens of pizza-related recipes I've done in the past, College David would have died for these. It's literally just a thin, crispy, deep-fried dough with a oozing cheese and pepperoni and sauce. Even as delicious as this is, it's still very simple, easy, but it's a bit plain. I feel like it's a good stepping off point if you wanted to get playful and see what you can do with it. For my version, I grabbed some red wine and onion and garlic powder, the same string cheese and salt and pepper, the egg roll wraps, a can of crushed tomatoes, crushed red pepper flakes, dried oregano and mushrooms, olive oil, pepperoni, some fresh shallot, garlic, a little bit of sugar, and some fresh basil that I got from my herb garden. I know it's not overly impressive, but it's kind of cute, and I'm adding to it every couple weeks. This was actually the top of a pineapple that I planted. Will it grow to anything? Who knows? Now, if you couldn't already tell, the biggest upgrade I'm gonna make here is with the sauce. I'm gonna make a super flavorful but highly concentrated marinara sauce with a ton of fresh and dried herbs, a splash of red wine. I just made sure to keep this over very low heat so it simmered away and condensed nice and slowly, and this ended up smelling and tasting so damn good. Also, being that my favorite pizza to order is usually mushroom and pepperoni, that's what I'm gonna throw into my egg rolls. I just quickly prepared my mushrooms by cutting them nice and thin, sauteing a little bit of garlic and olive oil, and then sweating them down with some salt and pepper until they become nice and tender. And with that, the rest of this process pretty much went the same. I loaded up my egg roll wraps, I used plenty of water to make sure they were nice and tightly sealed, and then just cooked them off in the same temperature oil for about a minute until I got a nice crispy outer texture. I have the feeling these are gonna be an even better version of those pizza bombs we made a while ago, so let's give them a try. Oh my god. How is nobody selling these bad boys? This is absurdly good. Throw away the Totino's pizza rolls, the pizza bagels, even the Hot Pockets. Garbage, all of them. I'll never be able to go back. That's how amazing this is. If you take anything out of this video or make anything out of this video, please make this. Last but not least today is one of the best known TikTok recipes ever now. I've gotten this requested 100 times a day. For Cloudbread, you need some white sugar, some cornstarch, and eggs, and that's it. Based on the 2-ingredient chocolate cake from last week, I already have my doubts. At least I got this fancy new kitchen scale to make sure everything was super precisely measured, the cornstarch and the sugar. And the curse continues, I cannot separate eggs on the first try, ever. I made the absolutely grueling, stupid, idiotic decision to whip these egg whites by hand. This probably took about 10 minutes of constant whisking. Do yourself a favor and just use a mixer because you have to get these to extremely stiff peaks so that once you plop it onto your parchment paper, you can shape it however you want and it'll hold that shape. Then all you need to do is bake it in a 300-degree oven for 25 minutes and you're done. I don't really know what else to say here other than I'm really perplexed by this one. So let's give it a taste. What is this? What is it that I'm holding? Now I'm gonna admit, it has been a few hours since I made this. I wanted to let it cool completely. Also, if it's a bread, it should be fine a couple hours later. But let's just say it's a little sticky. I don't know what has happened. I'm assuming it's the small amount of white sugar in it, but this thing is a sticky mess. Let's see about the grand reveal that all these TikToks are super viral for. Breaks over there, okay. Wow. It does kind of look like a cloud. It's very bright. It's got a nice even crumb. It's kind of giving me jiggly Japanese cheesecake vibes, actually. What the f***? This feels like, and potentially tastes like, eating the foam out of a mattress, or like some kind of memory foam pillow or something. I don't know. The top is crazy sticky. The bottom is oddly wet, too. I mean, listen. What the hell? Yeah, this is a weird one. I don't even know how you'd go about improving it. You could add some extracts or, you know, vanilla or something to make it taste better. As far as the texture, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Unless I did something very wrong, I just feel like this is one of those that's super cool to look at. It's something that people don't see every day, so that's probably why it went viral. But as far as like practicality and deliciousness, nope. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. If you did, smash a like on this one for me. Thank you again to Dollar Shave for coming through. You guys saved the day. Follow me over on Twitter and Instagram if you don't already. Other than that, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you right back here next time. Peace.
Yeah, with the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my 18. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision. We could make